To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers say.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to episode 40 of NBA Talk Playoff Edition. And yeah, we're just recapping one of the games that just happened. So, Houston and Utah played the game 5. Utah was not going out without a fight, like they always do. I never expect Utah to give up on any kind of situation when it comes to the playoffs. The Rockets had to earn this win. It was At one point, it was starting to look like the beginning of a blowout, but Houston started struggling from the field, and then Utah was striving from defensively and scoring off of fast breaks. But Houston had to earn this one because, like I said, any game against Utah is not going to be an easy game. They play hard. They're tough. They don't give a damn who the hell you playing. Like, they're not gonna sit back and just be intimidated. And Donovan Mitchell didn't exactly have his greatest game. What was he, like 4 for 22? 4 for 22, I think. This Utah, I feel like Utah needs a point guard and a decent shooting power forward to be, and to me, and a decent wing to be able to be considered one of the top 3 teams in the West. But against a team like Houston, when they shoot so many threes, it's like they're gonna make their threes at some point, and they made threes at the most crucial times. And Utah just couldn't buy a bucket in the last 3 minutes of the game. Last 3 or 2 minutes of the game, they just couldn't buy a bucket, man. Like they really just couldn't buy a bucket. But James Harden came through in the end. He got his free throws. Like you always expect James Harden to get his free throws. He, like it's bound to happen. You're never gonna stop James Harden from getting free throws. But yeah, they had to grind to get this one. So yeah, they in Houston, they're resting up to go to the second round to play the winner of the Clippers and the Warriors. Oh my God! Speaking of that, man, yo, the Clippers. This, this Clippers team. Oh my God! To do what they did in Oracle Arena, to do what they did in Oracle Arena tonight was like, what? They straight embarrassed the Warriors. Like, the Warriors, like, they thought they was just going to come in and just blow them out without even trying. They didn't think that they was going to walk into a dogfight with the Clippers. They came they came making plays, playing defense, blocking shots, making threes. It's like this is something I did not think I would see from the Clippers after game 4. I didn't think they would come out and be this aggressive. I really did not. Alexander, he played a good game. JaMychal Green was doing his part playing defense on KD, even though KD put up 45. Like, it was a team effort. This was team basketball. Moving the ball, getting Montrezl Harrell in the post. Lou Williams being Lou Williams was just on fire, especially in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't think he could have been stopped. Like when he said he was locked in, he was locked in. Like I don't know. Like that was a crazy game. And then Golden State in the first quarter was like they was knocking down shots, and then after that, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, they couldn't buy a shot. Kevin Durant was the only one that can score last night. The only one that could score. Well, why am I saying last night? This literally just happened like an hour ago. But KD was like the only one that could score. He was keeping them in the game. Like the Clippers came into their building and just straight exposed them and blocked that. I'm sorry, the play that will always that got that got me hyped was when Montrezl Harrell blocked Kevon Looney at the rim. I did thought they were gonna call foul, and they didn't call foul. I was like, I was shocked because, and the fact that they called an offensive foul on Klay Thompson in the closing minutes of a fourth quarter, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And then they called a 3-point. They called a foul at the 3-point line, converting to a 4-point play on Kevin Durant. Yo, Lou Williams was not scared of KD tonight. He was not scared. He didn't care who was in front of him. It could have been Steph, Klay, Draymond. It could have been Iguodala. He didn't care. He was putting up buckets. He was cooking KD in that fourth quarter. He was just straight cooking KD in the fourth quarter. Like, the Clippers, just in general, they showed no back. They just showed some insane backbone and did not care that Golden State was trying to close out the series. They said, "Nope, you're gonna have to fight to beat us tonight, because we're over here fighting for our playoff lives, man." So. I'm over here thinking, oh, I'm thinking just like anybody else that the Warriors were gonna blow them out, but nope, I did not see this coming. This series is extending to 6. Like, who saw this coming? Well, do I expect the Clippers to win Game 6? Honest to God, now, I, I don't know what to think anymore. I didn't think the Clippers were gonna win Game 5. I didn't think, not in a manner like this. Like, they was hitting threes. They was getting and ones. Like, making defensive plays, getting physical with Steph and Klay. They got physical with Steph and Klay. They didn't have an ounce. They barely had daylight when being guarded by anybody on that team. Whether it was Temple, Alexander, Patrick Beverly, Jermichael Green, like, they barely got any daylight. Like, they stuck to the game plan of making Draymond the playmaker, but KD is gonna be KD. Like, he's gonna get buckets, but they stuck to the game plan. They said, we're gonna live and die with the fact that KD is gonna get his buckets, and Draymond gotta be the playmaker, because they were so physical with Steph and Klay. It was ridiculous. Like, that's the kind of defense that you need to play. Now, is that always going to work 100% of the time? No, not always, but when it does, it shows. It shows. Like, you get results. Like, I know KD's got to be like, damn, we got to play these guys again. Well, that's what your ass gets for being conceited. I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Well, guess what? Why didn't you close this game out? Yeah, you're Kevin Durant. Why didn't you close the game out? If I hear anybody say that phrase again, I'm just gonna straight up laugh. I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Get the hell out of my face with that bullshit. This dude, so damn conceited, but he couldn't close out a game again. He couldn't close out a Game 5 against the Clippers when the game was damn near one or two. It was a 1 or 2 possession game. He had it at a 1-point game. He actually took the lead, and then he let Lou Williams cook him in the last minute and a half. He got cooked by Lou Williams. And I'm not saying nothing disrespectful. Lou Williams ain't no scrub. He's the greatest player to come off the bench. He's a leading scorer of players coming off the bench. This dude could drop buckets, but he straight owned Kevin Durant. We're talking about Kevin Durant over here. We're talking about a guy who's known for coming off the bench, cooking Kevin Durant. Like, I I don't know, man. But yo, the fact that this is gonna be a game 6, I'm still in awe that the Clippers won. I'm happy the Clippers won because they get to extend Golden State series with them. The more time Houston gets to rest. Well, I don't know about rest because teams practice and shit. But speaking of Houston, you cannot come out shooting as bad as you started Game 5 against Utah. You cannot come out shooting the way you did starting Game 5. Like, you gotta be a little more sharp and a little more disciplined. I don't think it's gonna get as physical with Golden State as it was with Utah because at the same time you gotta remember Utah is a very physical team. They play very, very physical defense. Like, they're in your face. Like, they will make you feel them when you play against Utah. You go to the rim, you're gonna feel Rudy Gobert. You're gonna feel O'Neal. You're gonna feel Jay Crowder. Like, they play tough. Like, that's why I think this series was good for the Rockets to play in. So that they're mentally ready to face the Golden State Warriors because that way they've gone through a tough physical team so that they could have that mentality when they play against Golden State. Never be comfortable. Never be prepared to have a physical battle because that's how you got to play against Golden State. You got to play the physical because that's how they get uncomfortable. Like, you need to live and die with the fact that Kevin Durant's going to get his buckets, so all your energy got to be spent on trying to stop Steph and Klay because right now those are the two players that are not being so efficient right now. Then again, their shot could come back like the snap of fingers, but you get physical with them too. Draymond is still no longer a big threat to me. He's still a liability at the 3-point line. I don't care how he's been playing in the playoffs. He's still a liability at the 3-point line. He's still a liability offensively. KD's going to get his buckets. You got to live and die with the fact that KD is going to get his buckets. You're not going to shut down KD. But yeah, let's see how Game 6 is going to go with the Clippers and the Warriors. Yo, I'll straight laugh if the Clippers win Game 6. I will straight laugh. I don't expect the Clippers to win Game 6. I don't expect them to win Game 6, but at the same time, I didn't expect them to win Game 5, but they did. They won Game 5. So, we'll see how it goes on from here. I'm just waiting to see when the series is over so Houston and Golden State can play in the second round. Anyway, hit the bell, comment, like, and subscribe if you like basketball content. This is your boy Jay Varsity, and I am out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers. Make believers out the overseas.